Hi guys, it's Sonia, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a tutorial on how to create your very own Tumblr wrap and change up an SVG file that you import to Silhouette Studio. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm going to walk you through the entire process. It's going to take about 10 minutes. The more that you do this, the better you'll get at it, the faster you'll become. So let's go ahead and get started. So first thing I want to tell you is that I am using Silhouette Studio 4.4 Business Edition that allows me to import PNGs and to save as SVGs. I was using the regular version for 2.5 years before I finally got the bright idea to go ahead and buy the Business Edition. And it was the best thing I ever did. I am in no way affiliated with Silhouette Studio, but if you guys want an easy program to work with, this would be the best bet. I use this now more than anything else. And I'm also going to be showing you how I set up my page. My page setup is the cutting mat is none, which takes away the mat because you're only going to be printing from Silhouette Studio. Your width and height is going to be 11 by 8.5. Your orientation is going to be a landscape version, and we are not going to show the print border because right now we are just creating on this mat. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring in my SVG, and the SVG that I chose is one that I got off of a site that I'm a member of. It is a paying website. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you can always message me and ask me at a later date. This is going to come in quite large, but we're going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit so you can see exactly what it looks like. This is their colored version. And all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be deleting some items and ungrouping and recoloring, and I'll show you how it works. Like I said, it's very easy. So first what I want to do is I want to choose the entire SVG, and I want to right click on it and hit ungroup. So now it's going to take each of these into their own little versions. Now anything that has 2 colors, you will be able to ungroup again. If it has 3 colors, you ungroup it again. We're going to be working with the sunglasses first. So I'm going to go ahead and move all of this stuff over. And normally I zoom out like this, so I actually have a larger workspace to work with. So first I'm going to go ahead and ungroup it a second time. And I've got to wait for it to act because sometimes it just gets really slow. There we go. And all I'm going to save is the eyeglasses part. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. And I'm going to go ahead and move this back up into place, and I'll show you why. Now, you can't ungroup this anymore because there's nothing to really do with it. But I can convert it to a path, or I can release the compound path, which makes it a solid color. I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to actually use the trace method, and I'll show you why. This is the easiest way I have found to do it. Don't know about anybody else, but this is the way that I do it. So I'm going to select my trace area, and all I need is this right side here, and it's going to trace just the inner and outer part of this. Bring this over just a little bit. And then I'm going to trace these 2 right here, which is going to give me 2 pieces. And you'll see that once you remove it, okay? Now I'm going to release the compound path. Because I want to get rid of this larger piece, I don't need it. I only need this inner piece. So now is where the fun begins. Let's move this over because we are going to use it again. Go ahead and move this down. I'm going to import or bring in one of my patterns that I saved for this actual tutorial. Zoom out a little bit. Make sure that this is behind everything else. Move it into place. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to change the color on the eyeglasses so you can actually see. And we're going to go up a little bit. Now, can you see that? There's my eyeglass piece. This is the piece that is going to go inside. I'm going to choose both of these. Let's get rid of this. And I'm going to crop. Now, there is the outside piece or the inside piece on the left glass. You see that? If we take and click on this first one, push down Control while your arrow over on the right hand side with your arrow keys, then go up here to Object and either flip it that way, or you can click on it, right click and flip horizontally, move it into place, down a little bit and over, and now you're going to select everything, push down the Control and the G button, and you have grouped it. Now it is a new pair of eyeglasses that you can use. So that's the first one. Now we're going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start with this other stuff. We're going to go ahead and do Stay and Fly and 4th of July are both going to be the same color. So let's move all this stuff over. We don't need it right now. There's that. I'm going to import my piece that I want to use with it, which is this one here. I'm going to click on it and make sure that it is moved to the back. Move it up into place and drag it out until both are covered. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and crop that as well. Now you need to regroup all these because once you crop, they make their own individual pieces. So go ahead and group, or you can highlight everything, Control G. There's those two pieces. And then we're going to do On The and 2021 are going to be done in this red glitter. Make sure it's at the back. Move it up into position. Highlight all of it and hit crop. And again, you want to group everything, Control G. And we're grouping everything again, Control G. All right, so now I've got those 5 items done. I'm going to get rid of these 2 little fireworks. I don't really like them that much. And I only need to work with one of these. So let's get rid of this one. For this part, I am going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. And we're going to move it over to here. Now this one actually has 2 colors, red and blue. We need to ungroup it again. And then we're going to take the blue and we're going to move it out of the way. We want to actually make duplicates of these, and I'll tell you why in a second. So go ahead and hit Control and arrow right. Go down to the bottom one. We want to group this first because the little circle in the middle is detached. Go ahead and group it, and then Control and right arrow. There are 2 copies. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the design that I want to use, which again is the glitter and the denim blue. So now what we're going to do is we're going to downsize just a little bit, and I'm going to take this top one and make sure that these are on the bottom. Sorry, let me do that really quick. That way we've got these where we need to. There's that one. I'm going to move this into position. Now we've got both of those highlighted. We're going to go ahead and crop. There's that one. Now we want to make sure that we group all of this together. And we're going to group all of this one together. There's those 2. Now we're going to do the same thing with this blue. Move this up here. Move this down here. Highlight everything. Hit crop. Again, we're attaching everything and grouping it. So Control G. And Control G once more. Now we can move this over here with this one. And we can move this one down here with this one. We want to go ahead and get them as center as we can. And that sometimes does not work because it doesn't like to use the center. So I'm just going to eyeball this one. That one looks good to me. Control G. This one is grouped. Come on. I'm working faster than my program. And it will happen from time to time. You just have to give it a little bit of patience. There we go. All right, so now we've got all of our pieces. I don't know why it's not letting me pick this one up. I have broken my computer. All right, so now let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and get this lined up. There's the stay and fly on the, and I'm going to change it up a little bit from where I saw the original SVG. We're going to move this down into place like this. This one is going to go right here. This one's going to go directly below. Now I'm going to go ahead and select all of these, and I want to make sure that they are all in the center position, and we're going to go ahead and group. Now that is one whole piece. And of course I'm working way too fast for my computer.